September 21st?
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another trailer-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And we are back!
Yeah. Push the button.
No.
No, you push the button.
I don't got the button because I got so many voicemails
Oh, well.
tonight. I don't even...
I
Okay,
got a button.
he has a soundboard now, guys, so...
I think they know. Didn't
Not
I do it?
everyone. Not
Oh.
everyone. But, yes, anyway. I
Anyway,
don't have enough space in my soundboard for anything
I got
because
backup now.
we have
We
like
got backup.
4,000...
4,000 voicemails?
I think it's like 13, but...
That's a lot.
Well, it has been 2 weeks.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So,
Yes, I'm back.
yep.
And we're back because of
And
it.
we're back. Yep. So, sorry about the delay on the Andor trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Life happens, but it happens. So, but we're here now. And so,
Yeah.
we're excited for this. So, well, we might as well just start out talking about this because
Sure.
you did an intro, but
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about
the delay of
Yeah.
the show. So that before we say anything, because one of our voicemails is actually about that, and so I should play it, and then so Jedi Master sent in whatever, like 3 voicemails or whatever, and one of them is about the delay. So let's listen to that quick.
Hello, Empire Radio. This is Jedi Master Caden Hendricks here. So I just finished watching the Andor trailer. It looks like amazing, by the way. But they delayed it by 3 weeks, or maybe 4. And they gave us 3-episode premiere. And in my opinion, it's not worth it. They should have. I wish they hadn't delayed it. I wish they would have just given us 1 episode at a time. I don't really like this 3-episode premiere or like the 2-episode premiere with the Kenobi thing. Like, I don't really like that. I like the 1 episode a week. I don't want to have to wait longer, but I do. And so, yeah. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's worth it that they delayed it and we still get 3 episodes or whatever? So, may the Force be with you always.
That is, yeah. Jeremiah, what's your thoughts on that?
So I honestly think they're doing it because they need more time to work on the first 2 episodes or 3
Me
episodes.
too.
So that's some people would say that's a negative thing, but I'd rather wait for a better final product, even if it's just like a few weeks, which it sucks. It's a whole like 3-week delay. But I think there's reason for it other than just wanting to do like a long premiere of 3 episodes. Like, I think it's bigger than that.
Yeah. Well, because I even was, if you guys haven't, go watch my reaction video. It just got posted on YouTube. But there's parts of this trailer, and we'll break it down, but there's parts that look not done. I don't know if you caught that.
There is, yes, there's a scene of Andor where it's clearly de-aged, and you can tell that it's de-aged. So I'm thinking it has to do with that kind of stuff.
Oh, I was talking about there's an image of a ship that looks like an art piece. Like, it doesn't look like a ship.
Huh?
Like,
I
the
didn't
picture
notice
in the background looks fake.
that. I didn't notice that, but
Oh,
I think we're
yeah.
gonna get a de-aged Cassian Andor in those first episode 1, 2, or 3, in those, something like that. And so I think that's where they put the delay on, is making sure the de-aged images look a little bit better. But even if it's just 3 weeks, you can do a lot of work in 3 weeks
Well, and
on
it's 3
stuff. So
weeks past already this time that they're still working on it, so it's 3
right.
weeks, but they're still working on it as we speak, so it does give them more time. I think the thing that sucks about it is, like Jedi Master said, if they're gonna delay it 3 weeks, it's fine. I just don't want 3 episodes in 1 day.
So
As a content creator, I should say.
well, I think the reason they do that is because they need the last episode to be on a certain day on Disney Plus because other stuff on Disney Plus is going to be released in those
Yep,
weeks following.
yeah, you're right.
And so it's kind of like
It would
they
mess with the
can't.
schedule if they did that.
Yeah. So that's I'm assuming that's why they did that. But we're gonna have to do a lot that weekend. So
Yeah.
Drew and I are still figuring out what we're gonna do for scheduling this fall with 2
Yeah.
and 3 shows on at one time. We're trying to figure that out.
Well, and the chat's like,
So
hopefully Bad Batch season 2 isn't delayed.
no, that's it's a whole different thing. Animation is
Yeah,
way
I
easier.
don't know, bro.
Why would they delay that too?
I don't know, but it wouldn't
But
surprise me at this point.
right, but they have to. There's more work to be done on a live action show than an animation show. You just type in the
True.
numbers, and it's just
But
like,
don't you think it's kind of weird that we got a show that comes out a week before Bad Batch, and we have an official trailer, but we still don't have a Bad Batch official trailer?
yeah, that's why I think we're gonna get that this week or next week for Bad Batch.
Oh, uh, because I just said that, we'll get it tomorrow because that's what happened last time.
Hopefully, because then we'll have something to do next week. 'Cause if we don't have a trailer this week, we'll do the Lego Star Wars summer vacation thing, which I've heard is
Funny?
a banger.
It's a banger, huh?
People seem to be liking this Lego movie, and I haven't watched it yet. So
The other thing that got dropped the same time this trailer was that, what's it called? The show that just came out on Disney Plus about ILM.
oh yeah, there's that.
And I was like, I messaged you. I'm like, oh, we should do this without looking at how long these episodes are.
Yeah.
It's like an hour 30 per episode almost.
What? I don't got
Of
time
this
for that, dude.
ILM show. It's not like a little thing. It's like it's pretty long episodes. And I was like, wow, maybe not.
I'm
But
good. I'll probably watch them eventually, but
it looks cool. And like, don't get us wrong. Like, we'll most likely break them down at some point. But I don't know. That's a lot to do right now.
But anyway, the delay kind of sucks.
Mhm.
But I think it's for the best.
I think it's really interesting though. Speaking of this, before we get off this topic, these Disney show or Star Wars shows have been getting delayed and pushed back and all this stuff. Marvel just throws them out like crazy with no delays. You don't even realize they're out half the time now. I feel like isn't She-Hulk out already, or is it coming out
I
tomorrow
think
or something?
tomorrow is the
Yeah,
first
exactly.
episode.
Like it's already here. Like I don't know. They're going like and
Yeah,
Star
but
Wars
that's a whole other
slow.
company. They've been planning things for years and years and years. Like
I know it's just like
it's a whole different.
Mr. Marvel's in there like making all the content in the world. We're dragging along trying to keep up with
Hey,
content.
this fall though, he's gonna be slow compared to us. So
That's for once.
So it goes back and forth. I think we got just tons of Star Wars stuff though coming out, like Mando, Ahsoka,
Wait, no,
and
tomorrow's Groot.
tomorrow's Groot.
Yeah.
Oh, whoop de doo.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I don't know. Whatever. It's just two different companies. They have two different philosophies. I don't really care as long as we get stuff that's good. But anyway, let's jump into this trailer.
Pull it up.
So I think we should go over. So I kind of want to do something a little bit different. So I copied or wrote down all the dialogue that plays over this whole thing, and so we'll do like talk about the dialogue, and then like the scenes that it's over.
Okay.
And so for the first part, of the trailer, Cassian Andor is speaking, and he says, "To steal from the Empire, you just walk in like you belong. They're so proud of themselves. They're so fat and satisfied. They can't imagine someone like me would ever get inside their house."
Mhm.
So that's kind of like Cassian's like philosophy or approach to infiltrating the Empire is just walk in and just pretend you're one of them, and then if you just act like them, they're not going to notice anything because they're
Well,
all
because I think it's the numbers, and they're so fat, like, and happy and distracted, and
yeah. If you're well fed, like you saw them,
yeah.
they were drinking stuff, and little
Mhm.
one guy was a little husky, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
one guy wasn't though. When they said that fat, it was like
I don't
one
know.
fat guy, and then like one guy that
No,
was
that
strong.
was the before and after
Oh,
picture.
that's what that was.
um, but yeah, so I
Both
think
were
that's a
satisfied with
cool
themselves. Got it.
because we did get that same line. They're so fat and satisfied. I think in the teaser trailer. Um, so
Yeah, no,
um,
we got that same image too. In the teaser trailer.
right, right. So that's the dialogue for the first part of this. So it's just kind of now look at the trailer. Some awesome mountainous forestry
Mm-hmm.
stuff that we got from the teaser trailer before. It's kind of like the similar landscapes. Um, and it's just
Guy
kind of
holding
like a,
AK-47, pretty much.
a bunch of people are just kind of like they see something, hear something, and they're just reacting to like what's going on. Um, and they look up, or the one girl looks up and sees a star destroyer
If
flying in low
if you look at like
altitude.
the first image within like 4 seconds or a little bit before that, you can see the the two TIE fighters flying down on the left of her shoulder, barely.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
And
Yeah,
even
I didn't
yeah,
notice
but
that.
if you look at it, like even when they pass the thing, it kind of looks glitchy, which is like some of the things that I'm like.
Where
If you watch the TIE fighters quick,
that what you pointed out in the corner?
yeah, in the corner, you can watch them and they kind of glitch out of the screen a little bit.
I don't.
It looks like it, but
Maybe
maybe
he's got a janky monitor. I don't know.
But yeah, so
I don't
there's
know.
two TIE fighters which are clearly either escorting the Star Destroyer or
Okay, that's weird. They're not escorting. Like, what is some Tie
oh,
Fighters gonna do to a? But I don't know.
you know
I
what I
think it's
mean.
just a cool scene.
Yes. No, it's super cool.
Like that'd be so scary to look up and there's a Star Destroyer.
Oh
And I,
heck yeah.
and I'm guessing this is like pretty quick after the fall of the Republic,
Hmm.
and so this is gonna be like their first time even like seeing because these people seem more
Nomad
primitive,
type.
nomadic, primitive kind of. And so like them seeing something like this is definitely gonna be a shock. And then um, at 20 seconds, we see I'm assuming is Andor, little kid Andor, 6 years old,
Yep.
and it looks like they
You think he's
are
6 years old?
6 years old. Yeah, it's because that's what he says in Rogue One.
That's a big 6 year old.
Yeah, they also gotta have someone who can act, but
That's a tall 6 year old.
well, it could also just be 2 years later, like when he's 8 or something.
Yeah.
Like, but you can they've definitely been mining and stripping that planet of resources.
Hmm.
So that's probably why they go there first. As I'm assuming is this planet is known to have some sort of natural
Hmm.
um, natural resources that the Empire needs. That's just what they do. They just go to planets and
Yeah.
steal resources. So I'm assuming that's why they're on this planet, whatever it is.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems like the Empire was like from the look of it. If this is, it looks like the Empire went there right away. Andor grew up with them being there, and then they left because they stripped the planet of all of it. And this is like Andor going to them when they left. Essentially, that's
oh,
what.
and when he's climbing into that thing,
Yeah,
yeah, I
because
was
it looks like
wondering.
everything's destroyed, but there's no one around it. but there's still machinery. Like they just like abandoned the
All
planet.
right,
Like,
I didn't even
they
notice that.
suck
Yeah, that's probably
the
true.
life out of it.
So, so he climbs into the thing. We see that, and then right after that, we see the Imperial Senate, which I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Um,
Why does every kid that searches Imperial stuff always have a stick? You ever thought about that?
kids have sticks. You never played with sticks when you were a kid?
It's just like it's
I
one like
found sticks
little
all the
way,
time.
dude. It's
Well,
like a little spot on the nose, like
we
it's like
probably hit each other with sticks when we were
well,
kids.
I definitely threw off stuff,
Okay,
but
none of that traumatic stuff tonight. But yeah, so Imperial Senate. So I'm excited for that.
yeah, I'm excited to be on that planet, dude.
Coruscant.
Coruscant again.
Yeah, I just wonder how much we're gonna. I think we're gonna get a lot in the Senate, and then we're gonna. We also remember from the Bad Batch teaser trailer, we see Senate stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do
I
you
wonder
think?
if they're gonna tie in a little bit.
I'm sure we'll tie in. Do you think though? Because we see this Imperial Senate and we see the Center Council where the Emperor would be. Do you think we're gonna see live action Emperor Palpatine in this show? I feel like they need to.
What he was talking about in the panel, it would not surprise me.
I'm just saying they got to milk everything they can get out of Ian McDermott because he's knocking on death's door. I feel
Okay,
like
chill.
he's getting old, dude.
He is old, but I don't know how
So
old is he? Chat, help us out. How old
he's
is
in his 70s. But I don't know. I feel like they gotta like use him as much as they can.
Yeah, he's
Because he's definitely someone you can't replace. So
no, for sure. They definitely have to de-age him a little bit.
no, because they just put the makeup on.
Oh, that's true.
Because they says
77.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
also chat. How old would Palpatine be 10 years after or let's just be 15 years? 15 years after the fall of the Empire. When we see during like the modern times, see how old would Palpatine be? Because he's old. He's probably in his 70s in Revenge of the Sith, so he's probably in his 80s in this show. I'm guessing.
yeah, 60. Maybe it was like more
Because
than.
he's like in his 90s in like the original trilogy. I
Yeah,
feel like, and then like
it's
so
crazy
then,
that he was in the original trilogy. That's what's nuts.
but he wasn't the original Palpatine though.
Who was he then?
No, it was some other. It was a lady. They
Well,
had like the glasses. Remember
yeah,
that? It's
yeah.
like the original one. It was like the whole different look in person. Like it was like
Episode 9, he would be 118.
so minus
So
30
he would be
years would
88
be. I can't do
when he
88
died.
minus 11, so 70. I don't know. I can't do math
Probably
backwards
the
like
age that he is.
that.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Whatever. Close enough. Yeah. So then we see someone. I wish I knew like the patches on Imperial things. So 5 blue squares. I don't know who that is, but that's another old guy. I don't know who he is. Then you see the fat and satisfied guys. I don't know how prominent they're going to be after this. They're
And
to eat food.
I'm glad we're not in the meme days because I feel like they would do this of you and me, and we all know who would go where. So I'm really glad that they don't do memes anymore.
I think you just did it. Now everyone is
No,
gonna
no one does it
screenshot
anymore.
that, put our heads on them, and
Just switch them around for me.
oh gosh. Anyway, then after that we see little Andor walking in. You see his shoes, so he has like
He has some nice Jordans.
yeah.
Original.
He got some Skywalkers. that's a
We got to market
dude.
that.
If Anakin like stepped away from the Jedi Order before turning to the dark side and like did his own thing, he became like a celebrity like in the galaxy. Get your pair of Skywalker shoes.
Skywalkers.
Oh gosh, that
You
was.
feel like you're walking on the sky.
I can't believe
could do
Disney.
so
If you're
many-
listening, there's your
There you
part
go.
of some new apparel, Skywalker shoes.
Yes.
What would the logo be? Would it be like?
No.
Oh gosh, no, it'd be
No.
it'd be like a force choke guy or something.
Oh yeah,
Or
just
a pod racer. Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh.
Like, but at an angle, so it kind of looks like a Nike symbol. But it says
Nah.
Anakin's pod racer.
Yep, maybe.
You could do something.
But yeah, so his shoes are like, okay, the shoes themselves look pretty decent. I think they're just too big on him, and so he ties a rope around it
Yeah.
to make it fit.
One
And
of
then he's
them
like,
had a hole in the front.
maybe. And then he's wearing like using like random cloth as socks. So he's definitely rummaging for resources. But I wonder what this like thing he gets into is.
It
Like,
has
what
to
is
be
this?
something with taking apart, like some control room.
So is it gonna be like at a construction site they have like the little office that's like
Yeah.
a shipping container size office? I wonder if this is kind of like their equivalent,
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what I would guess.
mobile command center or something.
Yeah, because if Andor is from a small planet like this, there has to be a story behind it to get him to fight the Empire, right? And there's not a better story than the Empire coming and sucking the life out of his
Let me
planet.
guess. His parents got killed, and now he's just an orphan. Now he's gonna like.
Okay.
If they do that, I'm gonna be mad.
If one of them gets killed, we all know it's the dad for sure because it's Disney. The mom's always the only one alive. But I mean, Jeremiah, it's probably gonna happen, dude.
No, what would be cool is if his parents join the Empire as like they enlist and
Officers?
they become officers or something, and then like later on in the show, like he has to like he runs into his parents after
Kills his
like
dad.
after 15 years. Like
Ooh.
that'd be cool.
After 15 years, his dad's the fat one with a cup.
Or the old guy that we don't know who he is. Like that'd be cool.
Ooh. That would be a cool twist. I would get down for that. That would be a different
that like
concept.
One of the villains or minor villains would be or antagonist would be his parents. That'd be cool. But yeah. So then it goes to him wearing. I'm assuming they set it up to like this is Imperial officers or some kind of Imperial whatever, and he's under cover in disguise with the same attire.
But the way he looks at them, though, people are speculating that maybe he's with all of them.
Okay, gosh, just because he looks over, come on, people.
Well, they all look at each other. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like if they're all undercover together.
Maybe, or something just happened in front of them, and they just kind of looked at each other like, "Oh crap, what just happened?"
That's probably more likely. Like an
um,
officer just got killed or something. Or
Yep, and it says from the creators of Rogue One. So then we're introduced to Luthen. That's his name, Luthen, played by Skarsgård. Is that his name?
I think so.
So the first part of what he says is okay. He calls him Cassian Andor.
Yeah, the way he says his name is
okay. Is this gonna be like a Han thing?
Yeah, I think so. When
Oh
he said it, I was
gosh.
like, the first thing in my reaction video, I didn't want to like react. I'm like, what? He said his name wrong. But then I was like, I'll just let it slide.
Cassian Andor. Okay.
Their name, like he just has a thick Southern Galaxy accent.
Oh, gosh, I was like, I heard that. I'm like, gosh, dang it.
You're like, oh, nope, here we go.
But yeah, so he says, Cassian Andor, the Empire is choking us slowly. We're starting not to notice. And says, what I'm asking is this: wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? And so
that's a good pickup line, guys. Make sure you guys use that. Jeremiah, write it down. Use it.
No, I'm good. I'd do an actual Star Wars pickup line. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, what? Yeah, we're all waiting. What would it
I don't know. I
be?
have no idea. I've never
Something about you could just use my dad joke that I always use.
the
That's a good one.
lukewarm thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. No.
Uh,
But yes, I really like the analogy that he has. That they're being choked so slowly that they don't even notice that they're being choked. I don't know why, but like I can't remember where I heard this from, but when I heard that, it reminded me of this other like thing about it's kind of morbid, but like frogs in boiling water, like
oh, they don't know they're dying until they're dead.
like if you have this boiling hot water and you throw a frog in it, it will jump out right away.
Yeah.
But if you just put it in regular temperature water and then just turn the heat on, they don't
They don't
notice it,
know.
and
Yeah.
then it starts to boil and they just die. So it's kind of like that similar thing, which I think is a lot of places they go to. They just promise good things and maybe help things out really well at the beginning, but then slowly their grip is getting stronger and stronger, and then people don't even notice it, and then it's too late. And so, and then because later on in the trailer, when Luthen is talking, he says that he's been hiding for too long, and so I think it was one of those things where he agreed with the Empire at first, and then it was too late when he realized that things were not good, and then he kind of just gave up in a sense. He just went into hiding, but now he actually wants to do something because he seems to be some sort of like I don't know if he's a politician, but he's like a very influential person in the galaxy because he knows Mon Mothma, which we'll see later.
It almost seems like he was or he is a politician.
He might have been. I don't know
He's like dressed really nice in that one scene when he's talking.
Right, because we see him here with short hair the first time we see him.
Yeah,
and then later on in the trailer he has long hair with like robes and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he might be a politician, or he might just be like royalty, or he just might be a rich guy that does something real estate on.
Is there other movies or something that this person has been in? He looks so familiar.
He's from Thor.
That's what it is. I was like, I feel like he's been in like.
But he's been in a million things though.
No, I just feel like he's been in like a sci-fi or something. Yeah.
He's all. Did you see Dune?
Yes.
He's the main bad guy, like the guy really tall, huge.
Yep.
He's him too, I believe. So
gosh, that movie was awful. But yeah.
What?
Dude, I hated that movie.
You didn't like that movie?
Bro, that movie is garbage.
Why is it garbage?
Because
it's one of the most visually stunning movies ever made.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that, but I know this is a hot take, Chad. Chill out. But I think the biggest thing about this movie, I feel like we've had this conversation.
I don't think so, because this is a shock to me.
The thing about Dune that I didn't like, one, they didn't advertise that was going to be multiple movies. They just was like Dune, and then all of a sudden
it's like 3 books or something like that.
Yeah, but they didn't advertise it like that. They're all of a sudden
so they're gonna do 3 books all in one movie.
I don't know. I didn't. So you turn on, and then that was a thing, and they made it like that, and they didn't even have the budget for the second movie. And then 2, they build up in this trailer that you're gonna see what's her name the entire time, and she's gonna be a big character, and then she is a big character in the whole thing. But you don't even get her until the very end of the show in the movie.
Hey,
2 hours for her. And
Zendaya is a national treasure.
She's the best. But why the hell do we? It bothered me. I was just like, "Where's Zendaya?"
But the movie's not bad because you didn't get enough of Zendaya.
I think it is, bro.
Okay.
I mean, it looked cool. I think I would appreciate it a lot more if I saw it in theaters. Because that's what everyone that I talked to that loved it. They're like, if you see it in theaters, it like blows your mind because the graphics are so good and the sound is supposed to be really good too. But I watched it at home super late. I was dozing in and out. I was like, okay, this movie's not it. But I'll give it another chance when the second one comes out because I feel like it's low.
I can't believe you, dude. We might
Sorry.
have to talk about the future of Empire Radio after this conversation. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Stop with your own soundboard. That's
That was for
not
me because I broke your heart.
right. That's what it was. Okay, whatever. So, where were we? Yes, so
Cassian
Luthen,
or Andor has a big beard.
he does have a beard. So this is probably more one of his, at the beginning of the start of the 5 year before A New Hope / Rogue One. So I see, looking at the still shot, I can't tell
Which
if if he's de-aged there or if it's just the beard is just making him look different than normal. But
I think it's just a beard.
yeah, so and then after that, are these clone troopers that we see right after that?
Yes.
It's kind of from the
Kind of
side, so it's
pause it, but I can't even reach over to my the pause button
no,
before it.
I don't.
Dude, they're clones for sure.
Are they? I
They're
can't
in
tell.
between. They're like the Bad Batch helmet.
The
Like if you stop it at what 45 seconds, you can tell that they're like
that's what I'm looking, but I can't. I
they're
don't
like
know.
the Bad Batch helmets.
I don't know. But then we got the
They're in between for sure.
because we'll see clone troopers because in the teaser trailer we see them very briefly, and so
Jeremiah, you know what we're doing wrong? We're not doing it in 20.
huh?
Remember last time we did a trailer breakdown? We did the speed point 25.
Oh,
That's why.
I don't got time for that tonight. We gotta keep going. But then we also see Death Troopers, which is exciting.
Yes, for sure.
Can't
They're
get
gonna
enough.
milk those a lot, and they have the pauldron too. So they're higher ranked Death Troopers than we've ever seen.
Oh,
Believe.
I don't know my trooper ranks that well.
Yeah, because any Death Trooper that we've got so far doesn't have the pauldron on the side, like the overhang. So these are
sure?
higher rank.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I guess you buy the toys, so
I was gonna say I have all the Death Trooper figures.
you would know.
So, yeah.
Then we see some soldier guy.
Well, and some lady.
Oh, yes, some lady. I forgot about that. Yeah. So we'll get to her later. She speaks later.
Oh yeah, she does.
I feel like she might be one of the prime. Oh, she
And
is one of the primary villains.
in this too, if you look in the background behind the Death Troopers, you see normal troopers. So I think this is maybe a different time because the stormtroopers in the background are just normal stormtroopers.
Right. But yeah, so then we see. So it's just kind of like this grayish, bluish soldier officer person that's kind of like some red highlights on them. Like we see them in the original trailer, and we see them a little bit in this trailer too. I think I don't know if this is like, we don't know yet if these are Imperial soldiers of some sort, officers of some sort on this planet, or if this is like that planet's security force or something. But they're definitely chasing after this lady that we see.
Love interest.
No,
Bro.
I don't want a
I know
love
you don't
interest.
want
I
this.
don't care about meaningless love in movies. I don't care.
I know, but when I know I'm behind. I get that too, but I feel like this lady might be the love interest.
Maybe they'll just kill her off in her first episode, and then I'll be good.
Maybe. But yeah, these troopers are interesting. I don't know if they're like part of the Empire or because the Empire took over and now they're enforcing the Empire rules before the Empire even gets to this planet. They're very interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because like one of the other people, I think he's in this trailer later on, is that same. We saw him a lot in the teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And then this lady has like a symbol on her
Her jacket,
chest, like her whatever she's wearing.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't recognize that, but I don't know if that means anything or if it's just kind of like, oh, that's just her work uniform or something, and she just does whatever.
It could be the Skywalker logo for the
Ooh,
shoes.
she's
Maybe
that's why they're after her because she's trying to use Anakin Skywalker's likeness to, and like, oh no, she's connecting the dots to Vader, and
Oh
they gotta like,
no, we gotta get
uh,
yeah.
and then we see what I'm assuming is Braca.
Yes,
I don't know if that's been confirmed already or not, but Braca is a planet where they decommission
junk planet.
junk planet, but it's like
Junkyard.
specifically like Republic / Imperial like graveyard type stuff where they go and
Mhm.
decommission that stuff. And so we've seen that in Bad Batch and we've seen it in Jedi Fallen Order. And so did we see this anywhere else? I can't remember.
Just the last trailer.
Yeah, and so they're definitely it's a hot place to be.
It better be Baraka, or I feel like a lot of people are gonna be disappointed,
Right.
including.
That, but then also it's a huge galaxy. Like
That's
they
true.
probably have more than one junkyard.
Yeah, that's fair.
um,
Would hope so.
but I wonder if like these workers, I can't remember what like
What
the
they
workers wore in Jedi
offer.
Fallen Order. If they're because these are like orange and brown. I can't remember. Um, but so I think,
Yeah, find me an image and put it in the chat. Hold up.
but anyway, Luthen asks Andor, what I'm asking is this: wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? So I think Cassian might be semi known as like an agitator against the Empire, doing his own like solo missions and working with his own team. Like, and Luthen, since he's this bigger name with a lot of resources, takes
Mhm.
note of him and wants to like work with him, and that's how he gets him into a greater rebellion. I'm guessing that's how it's going to play out. I don't know for sure. Um, but yeah, so then we see him getting off this really cool ship.
Yes.
Is this the ship that you were talking about that you thought
Yeah.
looked?
If you pause it, it looks like a art. It looks like a picture. It doesn't look like a ship,
I don't know.
doesn't it? Look weird.
I think it just looks like that because there's sharp black lines, and it looks so
Maybe I
kind of
don't.
looks more like a
It just looks.
drawing.
It just looks like a drawing. I think it'll look. Obviously, I'm not saying it's gonna look like a drawing in the show, but for me right now, it looks like a drawing. If you.
Well, I'm kind of happy. One of the reasons I'm kind of happy they delayed this a little bit is because I'm really trying to look for a 4K TV because I want to watch this show in 4K.
Dude, I'm telling you, the one big takeaway I got from watching this trailer, I'm like, dude, I felt like I was watching a movie trailer for a movie, not
Right,
for a 12 episode show.
right.
It looks so good. So yeah, I
And
mean, I would
I'm
definitely encourage you to
I'm
do that.
kind of mad because I found this TV that was like, all right, this is kind of what I want, and I was like, it was on sale at Best Buy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like kept looking back at it, like, okay, it's $100 off, it's a good deal, good size, and now it's
Where did
sold
it?
out.
Oh, jeez.
It's sold out in like the whole metro area, so it's like the closest one is in Iowa.
You should
For
have
this
told
for the
me. I drove
size,
to Iowa.
huh? Oh
You
well,
should have told
I didn't
me.
know you drove,
Yeah,
but
I picked it up on the way back.
and like I don't know, I'm mad. So hopefully it'll get back in stock because if it's back in stock and it's at the same price, I'm gonna probably order it. But I hope to have a 4K TV by the
Road
time the
trip,
show
Jericho said.
road
Yeah,
trip.
Jericho will bring it for you.
I don't know. I don't even know if there's one in Wisconsin either. She's in Wisconsin,
True.
but I do kind of see what you're looking at. I think it's just the black lines on that ship
Yeah.
because it looks more like black lines than shadow, which it might be black lines. That's how the ship was made. Um, but I'm sure once you get some movement around it, it'll look a lot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the
'Cause
movement will help. It just looks weird. But the ship looks sick. It looks like a mix between like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, it has that cockpit like that, and
Yeah.
then
And even the side looks kind of like the Millennium Falcon too, with uh what's her name ship, the Mandalorian ship, kind of V shape flatness.
what are you talking about?
You know, what's her name? The Mandalorian ship. How it's kind of flat, like it looks like they're like wings or whatever. It kind of looks like it has like I don't know. It looks like a mix between a couple ships. It
Right,
looks sweet.
it does look cool. There's your another buy for you, another toy for you.
Yeah,
Um,
they don't make a lot of ships in 6 inch, and I'm kind of done buying 3 3/4. But
but yeah, Luthen, he was wearing all black and puts a hood on. I don't know if he's Darth
going to the dark
Luthen going to
side.
see Darth Jar Jar. I don't know. Um,
I think from the way the background looks, I think this is he's going to go see what's his name.
Saw.
Yeah, I saw
You think
Guerrero.
it's a Jeddah?
It looks like Jeddah.
Because that
Which
looks like Jeddah, but then like the next scene,
the next scene looks
it's like a
oh,
farm, like a farmland area. Which none of this is like chronological. This is could
no,
have been
obviously.
like 5 episodes apart. But
I think that's one of the funnest things about watching trailers for shows
yeah,
is to see did the trailer get done yet throughout watching all the episodes, and
yeah,
is there like stuff we haven't seen yet?
right. But he says, I need to get, I need all the heroes I can get, and then it goes to um, some sort of base, and we see that guy from Rogue One, the
Mhm.
skeleton skull guy, the tubes
With
hanging
an
out of his thing.
X-wing,
Yes, with an X-wing, which is interesting. And
yeah.
so I was like, "Dang, I didn't know we were gonna have Saw Gerrera." And then the next thing is like they're in the barracks of this cave
And if you
thing,
look down, the fuzzy big white guy too is there too.
the fuzzy
Like,
bee. You're right, yeah.
yeah,
And so um, he's talking to Saw. So Saw says, "For the greater good," Luthen says, "Call it what you want," and Saw says, "Let's call it war," which is very Saw thing to say, war, because he's a very angry and bitter person, understandably. But
yeah. Well, see, I
um,
don't know if that is Jeddah now because one that even where they were looks different than Jeddah. Like you know what I mean? Like it was more green
yeah,
and luscious, and then also he's not wearing black fully, so it's probably not the same situation. But it would be cool if they go to Jeddah because maybe we can see our boys. They had some quick cameo.
ooh,
That would be
Chirrut and
so,
Baze.
dude. That would
Um,
be so dope.
so, which is interesting though is when we see, so we see Saw Gerrera and Rebels
Hmm.
in season 3, I think. I can't season maybe 2 and 3 or whatever. But at that
Yeah,
point, he's already been kicked out of the rebellion, and Mon Mothma wants nothing to do with him.
yeah.
And so this we might see this point where he does something
Where it happened.
extreme actually happen, where the extreme things that he does causes him to be kicked out of the rebellion, which would be cool
Hmm.
to see that. Because I remember that there's one of the scenes in Rogue One is Mon Mothma and Saw having an argument, and how angry she was at him, and so we could see that in this episode or in this series. And he definitely, I don't know, I think it was cool. Forrest Whitaker's back. Like
Yeah,
I didn't even
it's so
expect it.
dope.
So
I did
he's
not think we are gonna get him in a show.
right, because we only
That's
got him for like 5 minutes in Rogue One, and
yes,
so I
and he is not like a cheap actor. I feel like
right,
either. Like
he's a star actor. So
mhm.
um,
He's been kind of quiet though on the acting scene, which probably
recently, yeah,
explains why
right. So
now.
I hope we get to see him more prominent. Like, I hope we see him like 4 or 5 episodes in a row or something like that. That'd be really
that'd be
fun.
so cool. Also, he looks like healthier compared to Rogue One.
Oh yeah, he had fake feet and was breathing
Yeah.
apparatus and
So, which is cool to see that like they made him even look younger. Like I don't know, it looks really cool.
right. Then we see kind of after that, we see some crowd control with like this like a riot, like Imperial riot police. Like it's interesting to see it like that, which is pretty cool. And you see some guy in a red and yellow jacket with a big beard try and break through, which is kind of pointless. Like whatever. You see some transports go down to some planet, and then we see it goes to this other guy also with that bluish gray armor with the orangish red whatever on it.
Yeah, and
We
he's in
see
the
him a lot
he's
in the
in the
first
posters
one.
too. He's
Yeah,
in the poster, so he is definitely a bigger character.
I think he's like probably like the head of whatever this security force is. But they show him, but the dialogue during this was just one line from Sergeant Linus Mosk, which is we see him actually talk um, during this. Like he's got like a round face. He's one of the fat guys, satisfied and fat. But he says, "There's fomenting out there, sir. Pockets of fomenting." Now I never heard that word fomenting, which it's just
Did you look
like
it up?
it's just like a growing
Okay.
agitation type of thing.
So if you look at when they come off, it looks like those were the part of the transport people. Because it looks like they came out of a transport when they land the next scene after that.
Oh yeah,
And it looks, because right after that, you get the guys working. It looks like on that destroyed planet. So maybe they're going there to try to find Andor.
maybe.
Kind of has that. And dude, these worker helmets, if I was like construction guy, I would totally rock one of these. They look so dope and way more efficient than the helmets that most people have. So
Well, then go get your
I'm good.
cosplay on and be one of us.
True. The guy with the cool note, the monkey looking guy, I'd be that
That's a
guy
cool
looks
guy.
dope.
I feel like he's gonna die.
Yeah, most likely.
Then we see some elevator things going down. Probably Coruscant action.
Definitely Coruscant. Maybe they're going to level 13.
1313. Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Then we see another Imperial ship.
Do you know what'd be cool if we see young Boba Fett in this?
Oh gosh, we're not gonna see Boba Fett.
I know, but it would be dope.
Young Boba Fett. Okay. Then we see a ship land, which we've seen like Lambda class, whatever. I can't remember.
Randall Crask shuttle and pure.
Yeah,
shuttle.
whatever. But if you look to the right of that,
yeah,
that we see that same ship in Rogue One, the other one, the 4-winged one. That's which is
it's just another transport ship, but the Landom Craft shuttle is only for like high Imperial transports. So Vader or any Moff,
Tarkin action.
All right, Vader in this?
No.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be the first show that we don't see a force sensitive individual.
Don't speak too soon. Grogu is right around the corner.
Oh gosh.
This is where we see him for the first time as a baby.
Cassian's the one that rescues him off Coruscant. Yep. Oh gosh, I'd be so mad if I see Grogu in this show. I am rage quitting Star Wars right then and there. I don't care. Anyway,
I would not even get mad at you for that because it would be so ridiculous if they somehow figure out how to get Grogu in this show.
But anyway, so we see that blonde Imperial officer lady again.
Mhm.
Her name is it's I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's Dedra. I don't know. I don't think it's Deidre because there's an I in Deidre. So it's Dedra Miro.
How did you find her
Um,
name?
if you have the subtitles on,
Oh.
they have the names of the speakers.
Are we
And
sure
so,
she's the one speaking?
yes, because you see her speaking.
Oh, okay.
But she has a really cool line that she has where she says, "Here, you're in my net. Are you a fish or a thief?" I think that's a really cool line of dialogue that she has. So she seems like she could be another primary um,
Enforcer.
antagonist. Yeah, because she's kind of like around a like hologram schematic of some facility
Yeah.
with other
And
officers.
it looks like the same kind, maybe the same kind of planet that when she walked out, and in the beginning, when she walked out with the two Death Troopers, it kind of
Right,
looks like that could be the same planet, which is also the same. Pretty sure the same planet where they had like those guys standing with the riot shields.
right. So then you have that girl again that we saw earlier, and she's kind of like close up with Andor in the scene at 131. And so maybe they're brother and sister, and that's why they're embracing each other.
Okay.
Brother and sister, folks. You heard it here. This is Cassian's
That's what it
sister.
is.
Yep. And so she's
It is
cuffed.
Star Wars, so they could probably kiss and then
Oh,
become
okay.
brother and sister.
But then you go back to Luthen with his long hair. So okay. And early in the show, he had light blonde hair. Here he has gray, white hair. So now we don't know like what's going on because
Where's
he's
that?
135. He puts on a ring, and
Okay,
then he has this. So like he recruits Andor with short blonde hair, but here he has
true.
long gray and white hair.
Maybe
So
this is later.
I don't know. This is whatever. This is timeline. But this girl that's with him, her name is Clea. We see her here and then later on in the trailer. Huh? Huh?
Cleopatra.
So she says, "You're slipping," in the scene, and he's like, you see, he has all these artifacts of like, looks like he's a collector of some sort, rich,
Mhm.
nice robe, and she goes to see Mon Mothma. She's coming in for a visit, and he's flying some ship, and then he has his short blonde hair again. Whatever, and he's like getting shot at. It looks like in his ship. And I guess the ship that's above him, like the bigger one, with like these, it's like a communication ship or something because there's all these like radio dishes in it, which is interesting. Then you get some Coruscant action. You see Mon Mothma talking to the Senate, and she has some lines. As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing. So she's known as someone who speaks against the Empire, but seems this kind of more like an agitation, like this is just
Yeah,
politics, disagreeing for the sake of disagreeing type of thing.
I also like that they added the Empire logo to like those floating things. I think that's a cool
Yeah,
touch.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it looks really cool.
Yeah. Um, so then she's at like some party, rich gathering. So this guy that she's talking to, this old guy
Yeah,
at 153, I totally okay. This it's not who I thought it was because this guy's name is Tay Colma. I totally thought that was Chancellor Valorum.
that's who I thought it was. Is it not?
It's not. His name's Tay Colma.
They look the same.
I know. I thought it was. I looked up the actor, and
Not even the same.
they look similar, but
Is the
it's
original
okay. The original actor for him is still alive,
okay? So
but he's so the actor in real life right now is 84 years old. So they could have him in the show, but so like you gotta understand, like if this is taking place at the 15-year mark,
Yeah.
that's 15 years plus 13 years from, so that's 28 years later after Chancellor Valorum was removed from office when Palpatine took over.
Yeah.
So like it's like 28 years is a long time. So that guy's probably long dead in the Star Wars universe because he was already old. But I thought it would have been so cool to like
Dude.
Mon Mothma got.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
Sorry to ruin your.
Oh man, that would have been so cool.
I
He looks
thought I was
exactly
too,
like
and I remember
him.
like before I looked at I always forget to look at the captions.
Mm-hmm.
So I never see these things until like I actually look at the captions. But like I like later Googled like Chancellor Valorum and Andor, and there were like articles like popping up. Like, is this supposed to be?
Oh, everyone's thinking it.
But like, it's not because he says he has a line of dialogue and it says, "What are you really doing?" So like, it's not him. So maybe it's his like brother or something. I don't know. Yeah. So and then it's
It could
Mon
be his
Moth.
brother, but they don't
Yeah,
have the same last name.
maybe same mother, different fathers, different last names. But then you see Mon Mothma sitting on some
Thanks for
like rich
telling me how
place,
that works.
huh?
Thanks for telling me how that works.
Yep. Mon Mothma is in some like whatever place, sitting on some fancy place, and the doors close. You see Death Troopers again. They enter some building. You see the old lady from the first trailer. Then you see this droid, this red droid that we saw in the original trailer. Some people get blown up. Then you see at 1:59 Clea again, and she says, "This is what a revolution looks like." So she's a big fighter, and she knows Luthen, so she's in league with Luthen probably to help fight. Let's see. You see Cassian flip a switch. You see some like subway train thing moving. You see some firefighting. Cassian says, "I'm tired of losing." Um, and so then you see like they're running on some like water dam or something. I don't know, like belaying down like they're Navy SEALs. This is like when things go really quick scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the people like some jailbreak scene. Cassian got captured. You see some crazy guy with a needle with 4 arms.
Who also kind of looks like
Who does he
what's
look like?
what's that girl's name? Chewie's love interest. Chewbacca's love interest.
Oh, Maz Kanata. No, it doesn't
Yeah, it
look.
kind of looks like her because of glasses and the skin tone, but
But he
he has
has
more arms.
4 arms. He's doing surgery on somebody. Um,
Some kid.
some kid in the green. I think it's the same kid. It's like 111, 112 was the kid in the green hoodie from the original trailer. Um, Stormtroopers, then people that start running, and then you get to the most cinematic part where you get these like I don't know if it's like it looks like something was blown up and it's crashing onto the planet. So you see like the entering the atmosphere debris,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just that's like the most intense like movie looking things. You see Andor flying a ship with TIE fighters, and then that's the end of the trailer. So I don't know. More and more I'm getting hyped about the show. I really think this is going to be the best Star Wars show put out. So
I agree. I think it looks really dope and it looks like a movie. Like the first trailer was really good, and I think this one it just shows you more of the story a little bit compared to the first trailer. The first trailer was like very music heavy, very intense. So this kind of lets you feel like what the way the area they're going. I'm trying to talk. So I don't know. I like the trailer. I think it's cool that we're gonna get certain characters back from Rogue One.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I think it's really cool, and it'd be cool to see if there's any other cameos that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be crazy because it's like I like that we have a lot of new characters too. So
Yes.
like the characters that we are seeing. So Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera,
Hmm.
like those are like big name established characters in the storyline that have to do with the rebellion. So it makes sense that like we see them. But like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think like if there's anyone else I would even want to see that we know because like
K2SO.
oh I'll see him,
I don't know though.
but
We
he
got a
well
long trailer and we didn't see anything. It
I
scares
think
me,
I think
man.
they've said that he's gonna be in there,
I think they have two, but it just scares me. I'm like, where's my boy?
but
Like, like when they have trailers and it's like a big like hooray part in a trailer.
yeah
He could have just popped up and said like something quick. That would have been so cool. But
right.
maybe that's like a Star Wars Celebration moment.
But outside like the established rebellion crew that we see in Rogue One and characters in Rogue One, um, I don't think we're gonna see any familiar characters other than like we might see Palpatine like in the Senate, or we could see Bail Organa because he worked with Mon Mothma,
True.
so we could see him briefly. Um, if we see Bail Organa, we could see Leia just like with him or something by his side, like a teenage Leia. I don't know if we'll see, probably not, but um, I don't know. Like this
Yeah.
trailer didn't really give us a big amount of plot, which I like.
No. Yes.
So we
For
don't really
sure.
know what the exact plot is, other than a rebellion, obviously.
Hmm.
But um, I'm I'm just hyped. Like I just thought it was just funny how a couple years ago when the show was announced, like nobody cared.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where we're like kind of. I mean, they've been filming this thing forever, or like the concept of the show has been there forever.
Right,
I think we're kind of just like over it, like we're over the wait for it. And then when we got the first trailer, we're like, wait, hold up, what is this? This is Rogue
right,
One? Like, what? Like, it looks so sick. And like, I'm super pumped for it. Like I said earlier, like, it looks like a movie. Like, it has a really cool feel to it. I think it's going to be just as good, if not better, than Kenobi. Kenobi is a really good show as well. So, I'm pumped for it. I'm really excited for it. And what's cool about this show is that these are characters that we know and love, but we also don't have as much attachment to them as certain other characters that we've seen before in movies like Boba Fett or Kenobi. Like one of the things about the Kenobi show, right, was that we were nitpicking everything to make sure it was still canon.
right,
There's parts of the show that it they can mess up the canon if they're not careful, but not as much as the Kenobi. And with these characters too, it's like they can do whatever they want because it's not like the Boba Fett where people are mad because he took his helmet off and like nitpicking and stuff like that. There's not a lot of nitpicking these characters, which I'm ex- I'm pretty excited for to have like a new fresh view of Star Wars again
right,
without being super nitpicky. Because I mean, we know how Andor dies, so we already know the outcome of him as a character. So to see the development of his character before that, I'm just excited for it. And they can do whatever they want, and it's canon, and we don't care. So I'm
right.
excited for
And
that.
I think the more new characters that we get, I think it adds the element of like, crap, they could die and we don't know. Like we don't
Yeah,
know their fates.
for sure.
So like that's why I don't want all these like characters you already know, because then it's like we don't have to worry about them. But like with new
Yep.
characters, we don't know what if they're going to be around for one episode, one season, all of next season too. Because right now they're already working on season 2 of this. So,
Oh, they are.
but
Oh, yes, they are. Yeah.
so we don't know
So
how
at
it's
some
gonna
point,
play
they're
out.
gonna like season 2. Maybe is gonna lead up to like the beginning of Rogue One.
So season 1 takes place in a 1 year span for 1 year's total, and
Mm-hmm.
then season 2 is spans all the next 4 years up to Rogue One, and so there's going to be 4 3 episode arcs that span 1 year. So we're gonna get a longer single story with season 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna like set up a lot of stuff for season 2, and then season 2 is gonna be more fast paced. Like here's 3 episodes for year 4, 3 episodes for 3, 2, and 1, and so
That's kind of cool.
it'll be cool to see how that gets played out. But we'll get a lot
Yeah,
of other shows before we get season 2 of Andor, so we don't have to worry about that right now. But
that's true.
now the question is, how long do you think these episodes are going to be? Because there's 12 of them. So do you think we're going to get like
Bro, every time I want
40?
to guess, we've been wrong like,
I,
every
I
time.
think I think we if we get 40-minute episodes, I'll be fine. I
Yeah.
just don't want them under 30 minutes. That'd be terrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What if the first 3 episodes are only 30 minutes long
That's
each?
why it's like
Or
an hour and a
20
half
minutes.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, I was with it. If it is like that, it'll be easier for us to cover those episodes.
True. Yeah.
Um,
Like most people's guess, 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah. It'd be at a certain point, Disney, listen up. You're gonna have to throw out some like Stranger Things season 4 episode vibes. Okay. We need
yes.
2.5 hour episodes and 3 or 4 of them. Like step it up, Disney Plus. You all need to step it up because right now you're slacking in the long episode game. Okay. Just letting you know.
Yep.
We
I'll
know you're
text
listening.
I'll
So
text Dave Filoni and say, hey, can you put in a good word like longer episodes? I'll text him
yeah.
after this.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Um, but yeah, so that's the Andor trailer. Um, it's gonna be 12 episodes, so it's gonna be longer than we're used to, and so when things are longer, you're gonna need to stay awake a little longer, right, Drew?
True.
And what do you think people should do to stay awake just a little bit longer?
Well, when I was on my 15-hour road trip with a baby, I had to have Wesley Andrews coffee.
Wesley Andrews Coffee Tea. That's a coincidence because that's the sponsor of today's episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so let's listen to an ad from our sponsor, Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea.
Hit it.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code EMPIRERADIO, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right, cool. Well, Drew, any final thoughts on the trailer itself or Andor predictions, anything like that?
My only thing is I better see K2SO. I'll be disappointed if we don't see him for some reason.
Oh, we'll see him.
And you know what, Jeremiah? I just realized this is the first episode that's been you and me in like 3 weeks or like a month.
Longer than that, yeah. We've did 3 interviews in a row, took a week off, and now we're back.
It feels good. Actually, we took 2 weeks off and then we took a week off, interviews, and then a week off.
That is true.
So it's been a hot minute. So it's classic Empire Radio here right now. With
Well,
some
without classic minus Andrew.
classic.
All right, cool. Well, I don't have anything else to say, so let's transition over to voicemail time.
It's voicemail time.
All right. So we have a ton of voicemails tonight. And as I'm talking right now, I am uploading more after I deleted the Wesley Andrews ad, the transition for voicemails, just buying some time.
You know,
But
the last time we had this many voicemails is when we had the voicemail episode.
no, the VCU, we always had tons of stuff.
True, but I'm just talking about without the VCU story.
The 12 voicemails of Christmas.
Yeah.
That was a long. Was that like 4-hour long episode that we did? That was.
I don't think it was 4 hours, but it was really long.
Yeah, but all right. Well, anyway, we got a bunch of them, so let's listen to our first. So we got 2 from Squeaky from the Discord. So let's listen to number 1.
Hi Empire Radio, this is Squeaky, and I've been overthinking droids again. Specifically, R5D4, the very droid that allowed R2D2 to be purchased due to its own malfunction. And I've been thinking about the theory that that droid was Force sensitive. Now we see the human person-shaped aliens able to use the Force, or able to be Force sensitive. We've seen creatures be Force sensitive, or be manipulated by the Force, or be attuned to the Force, like the Lothcats and Lothwolves in the last season of Rebels. What are your thoughts on droids being Force sensitive, given that they are not organic creatures? Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and may the Force be with you.
Well, Drew, what do you think?
First off, Squeaky, did you name yourself Squeaky because your audio squeaks when you send in a voicemail?
No, it's so weird. Some people, when they send in voicemails, every time
it sounds like that.
It's staticky, but I don't know why. But like, it's also more staticky on the soundboard than the actual audio file.
Oh, so
I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, that's a whole different thing.
Okay, I was just wondering, but it's hard because Chopper, if anyone is R2 and Chopper, there might be something going on there. Now C-3PO, that boy is definitely not Force sensitive. I'll tell you that right now. But R2 and Chopper, maybe it's just our droids are Force sensitive. I don't know.
I don't like the idea of it at all.
I don't. I mean, I don't like it, but if there was any, yeah.
Well, because like the whole point is the midi-chlorians. I know people hate the midi-chlorians, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but it's like the midi-chlorian count in a person's or a living creature's blood.
A sentient being.
It doesn't necessarily be sentient because like Lothwolves are always considered sentient. I don't know, but like
not AI.
Right. So like I think the midichlorians are necessary. Now if you could like get midichlorians and like put them in a thing and like a robot can use the midichlorians somehow, like by shocking them, I don't know, then maybe you could, but
yeah, I don't know.
But the thing is, like droids, like their reflexes are already super fast because they're droids, like
K2SO.
Yeah, so it's like they can kind of like in Mandalorian season 1 when they do the jailbreak, like that robot that flies the Razor Crest.
Yeah,
like he's like flies it like better than anyone ever in all of Star Wars because like he's just a droid that can like has reflexes and can move her. So it's like he wouldn't need to be force sensitive to fly really well.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I think it's kind of lame to have. Now, if you want to see a force sensitive droid, you can watch Star Wars Visions, one of the animes in there is a droid that is force sensitive or whatever. So that's a fun little episode. But yeah, I don't like it, squeaky, but if people like it, then they can like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's real. And if they start coming out and be like, yeah, R2D2 is force sensitive, I feel like a lot of people might.
Oh yeah, people would rage so fast,
Yeah,
dude. Like that'd be like one of the worst things Star Wars could do right now is to do that.
yeah, that would probably be icing on the cake.
Right.
The cake being Last Jedi, but then yeah.
There's plenty of icing on that cake. All right, thank you, Squeaky.
Ready to do it.
But you have a second question for us, so let's listen to that.
Hi, Empire Radio. This is Squeaky again, unless you're playing this message first, which who knows. I've been encouraged by a couple people in my life to start a podcast since I have a lot to say about superheroes and superhero movies and all that jazz.
Oh, cool.
The thing is, I don't know where to start. I have a lot of radio and public speaking experience, but I don't know how to do a podcast. Do you guys have any idea of programs to start with or just general scripting advice for podcasts? Let me know. Thank you very much, and may the force be with you.
All right, thank you, Squeaky, for that question. So you want to start your own podcast about superhero stuff and movies, and you want to know how to go about that. I would say the main thing you want to do, which would be like 75% of trying to figure that out, is what do you specifically want to do with your podcast that makes it unique? Because, like, you know, for us, for our podcast, Star Wars, like, we're, I guess, just a general Star Wars podcast. Like, we talk about everything. And so we just do everything like that. But like your Star Wars podcast that just focus on one simple thing or one kind of theme. So you could do that with superheroes. Like, do you want it to be a Marvel specific superhero thing? Do you want to do DC? Do you want to do Marvel and DC? Or do you want to like forget those big juggernauts, who's actually is actually a superhero villain thing?
Yeah.
But
That was on purpose.
but you can say forget those two big houses of
Juggernaut.
comics. Like you could do like these like obscure comic books series or superhero series and stuff that like not people know about. So it's like
Like
what do you
Kick-Ass and stuff like that, the smaller ones that are
right?
pretty cool.
And so you gotta figure out like what you want to do with like what you want to be known for, what you want to be unique with, and stick out with. And like you could, cause like I get these voicemails and I listen to them way before Drew does. So like I like think about these questions a lot longer than Drew.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it'd be cool to like, you know, for like the MCU, like you have all these characters from the comic books, all these storylines just from the comic books, but like the MCU does their own thing and they just borrow from the comics. So you could do a podcast like comparing the MCU versus the comics. Like, how is this character in the MCU compared to in the comics? What do you like, dislike about the differences? Like, you could do that with storylines, characters, villains, heroes, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you're focusing on comparing what we were giving in like a cinematic universe versus comics or whatever. So it's like all about finding what you want to do.
And like another thing, podcasts, they don't have to be long form either.
Right.
We're one to talk because our episodes are pretty long, but if you go listen to Lucy's
Right.
podcast, her podcast is like she has like 20-minute episodes, or 30 is like top she's ever done. So like if you do even short stuff like short comparison, something to get people like to listen to you, but then their time span of people's attention is really short anyways.
Right.
And so to have something for someone to listen to really quick, they listen to the whole thing, they're done. I don't know, it's pretty cool. and it's a cool concept that a lot of new podcasts are doing. So that might be something to think about as well. And it's easier to create content for 20 to 30 minutes instead of we're going on an hour and a half plus. We have a lot
Right.
more voicemails, but that's just how we are though. So, but for I think for me, the biggest thing is mic quality. That should be another thing that you want to look into. If you can try to use a mic without USB, I would encourage you to. It's a little bit more expensive, but the quality is a lot better in the long run if you can do that. But
Yeah. Well, she said she has radio experience, so she might
she might
have
know. I'm
she
just
might know
saying.
about all that stuff a little bit, so
True.
she's might not need help with that. But yeah, so it's just figuring out what specific content you want to do
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like your length of stuff. And also, is it just going to be you like talking? Because if you're doing that, it's going to be kind of more like you're when it's just one person talking about them. It's kind of like you're teaching us or informing us about things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a co-host or a guest or something, then that's going to change the dynamic of what you talk about too. So
True.
it's just kind of like we said, what kind of content do you want to present to your listeners? And I would say make it unique so that it sticks out above a general superhero MCU DC podcast or something.
Yeah.
All right,
Go
cool.
if you haven't go listen to Lucy's if you want
Yep.
some other version of a podcast that's also just a solo person too. If you
Yeah.
that's the route you're gonna go listen to hers. The way she's doing it is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Also, that was a free plug, Lucy. So
But speaking of Lucy, we
oh,
got our next voicemail is from Lucy,
here's the plug.
and she's asking about stuff for her podcast too.
Okay,
So let's listen to Lucy's
all right.
voicemail.
Hi everyone, it's Lucy back with some questions for you all. First up, what is a character you used to dislike but now like more? For me, I did not like Grand Moff Tarkin for years, but after reading James Luceno's Tarkin novel, I realized just how interesting his character and story is. Also, although I did ask a similar question a few weeks ago, I need some more inspiration. I still have a few prompts left over from that, but I have noticed that all the fan fiction I've released so far has been very sad, with a lot of darkness in general.
Yep.
And I'm trying to write something lighter now, something that doesn't make you want to cry at some point during the story. So, if any of you can think of a few more fan fiction prompts for me that are more cheerful, or sweet, or not involving a galaxy-wide massacre, I would really appreciate that. Thanks, may the force be with you.
All right, thank you, Lucy. So first question, what's a character that you didn't like, but now you do like? I don't know if she said specifically Star Wars, so you maybe could do outside of Star Wars, but Star Wars character you didn't like, but now you like.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say let's stick with Star Wars.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think an easy one for me would just be Princess Leia. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi show really made me like Leia more. Like before, I was like, she's okay. Like, yeah, she's a cool, strong, like rebellion character, but like she never really like stood out to me as someone like I liked. But with little Leia, 10-year-old Leia, really liked me, and then like all the foreshadowing with in that show,
Yeah,
really like made me emotional and like her a
made
lot
you
more.
like
So
figure out who Leia was as a character.
right, so there's that. I don't know if there's anyone else that
I'm
like.
really trying to think.
I guess I could technically. Well, maybe it's not the same, but like Ahsoka, because like I didn't like not like her. Like
She wasn't your favorite.
but like it took time for me to like after I watched the Clone Wars to really embrace her, like fall in love with the character. After like hearing people talk about her and explain her character more, that's kind of what led me to make her my favorite character in Star Wars. So I guess I never hated her or didn't dislike her. It was just like that's something where it went from neutral to where I grew like the most in liking.
I'm really trying to think of a character that I was like, I don't
I got one
care
for you.
about.
Broom Kid.
Nope, still don't care about him.
No, you love him. Ever since you became associated with Broom Kid.
Nope.
No?
Dude, I just can think of characters that I liked and now I don't like.
Like who?
Like Crosshair. I liked his character, and now I don't really like his character because
No,
he's bad.
that's the point, though.
That's the point of his character, though.
You don't have to not like him because he's the bad guy. You can like a bad guy. You can like his storyline still.
Reva, I didn't really like her in the beginning, and kind of like her.
No, that's a good answer. She grew on me too.
Yeah.
Which she was at, Moses Ingram was at Chicago Comic-Con this past weekend, and Puzzler from the Discord went to that Comic-Con.
I'm mad
in Chicago.
that I had to be in Louisiana because I was thinking last minute to go to that con because there's a lot of Star Wars people there.
Yeah, then the Grand Inquisitor was there. Lil Leia was there.
Mm-hmm.
There was
like, what the heck? I have to be in
there's
Louisiana.
other people there too. But
there's nothing to do where I was in Louisiana.
Did you at least get some like?
I ate catfish and
you
drank
crawfish boil.
Crawfish season is not in.
I thought that's year round.
No,
it's not.
No, it's like February to like May. When it gets too hot, they don't breed. It's too hot.
Yeah,
but I don't know. No, I drank a lot of sweet tea though.
Was it pretty sweet?
It was so sweet. My great aunt, I was like, girl, I feel like my teeth are gonna fall out drinking this thing. It's like this.
you should have been like, my teeth are gonna fall, and then you pull out your fake tooth.
Shut up!
That would have been funny. It would have freaked her out.
Oh yeah, she would have freaked out because she does definitely not know. I don't think there's any other characters.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Well, but then Lucy had a second question, more writing prompts for fan fictions. That's something that's more lighthearted, fun, rather than death and destruction like she's been writing about. So what would be a fun Star Wars fan fiction story? All right, I got one for you. Write a story about Dax, the diner cook. Like
your boy.
One, you could do a story of like how he and Obi-Wan Kenobi met.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or you could just do it's a super busy night at the diner and it's him like all frustrated, like freaking out because there's so many orders and he can't get done, but he has his 4 arms and he's cooking and doing all this stuff, and it's just a story of him.
Or like, his droid, he finally meets that droid to work
right,
for.
that he works with. So do something with Dax, the diner cook from episode 2. So go watch that scene in episode 2 and he and Obi-Wan interact.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and then get some information and details there. And write a story about
my soundboard.
No. And write a story about Dax. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah. Dax. Or you could make some love interests, make some couples. That's nice. Give Tarkin a love interest.
No.
You're just talking about Tarkin.
That's a tragedy right there, I can tell you right now.
I'm trying to think. I like that Dax idea though, Jeremiah. I think that's you stole that one.
Like, what are like other comic reliefs in Star Wars? Like, there's Jar Jar Binks. I don't know if Lucy wants to do a Jar Jar Binks.
You can probably do something with Jar Jar and Porgs.
No, I don't picture Jar Jar going to Octu anytime soon. I don't know.
You could make a droid.
A droid
like
episode.
R2 and what's his?
You could do R2D2 and Chopper are put on a mission together.
Yeah.
And it's them butting heads, like
them arguing,
thinking they're the best over the other,
up at each other and catching each other on fire and stuff. But
that'd be really hard since like there wouldn't be any dialogue. Like like
Yeah, that's true.
um but also it's not really exactly what you were asking, Lucy, but I think it would be cool because you said like on your own podcast that you've written a million fan fictions. um I think it would be cool if you took one of your fan fictions you wrote a long time ago, that maybe it's like a 7 to 10 minute read or something. Like take it as is, read that story on the podcast, and then edit that story, revise it, make it better, and then on the same podcast after you read the original version, read your updated version,
Oh,
so that we could see
the
your
growth.
improvements and the growth and like your change in storytelling and stuff. I think that'd be fun. I don't know if all your fan fictions are Star Wars or if you have other ones too, but pick something from your past that you've written and let us hear it, and then let us hear a revised version. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All
Or
right.
write season 3 for Jeremiah of Bad Batch.
I was thinking that her and I could collab on that. Like I could write the story and then she could write the dialogue. but
Ooh,
but I don't know. If I do my Bad Batch fan fiction, I need Andrew back to listen.
true.
Like I need him to be there for that. So, which we might, spoiler alert, we might have him back in January, because so people in the Discord and Lucy know that I bought all 6 Thrawn books and I'm starting to read those. And so hopefully in January, after all these shows are done, we'll be doing deep dives into those 6 books. And so I'm doing the audio books too. So
Oh, you are?
yeah, so I'm doing a free trial on Audible right now.
You better start listening, boy.
Well, I'm over halfway done with the first book.
Oh, dang.
In
I you know what? I
Chaos
need to like
Rising.
rewatch.
You're gonna have to re-listen to
Reread 'em.
those because that's 6
I
books. So
I am halfway through my favorite Star Wars book because I had a long road trip, so I was able to listen to a lot of it.
good for you. But
So good.
I was like I've never done the audiobook before and anything. I'm like, how am I gonna do this like to read and listen at the same time? Like I don't know if I could do it. And at first I was like, I can't do this. Like this is too hard to like
Focus.
But I realized that if I go to 1.2 speed,
Mm-hmm. You gotta speed it up a little bit.
it's about the same as my reading speed.
Yep.
And so it made it a lot easier to follow. So I do 1.2. What do you do your speed on?
1.2.
Oh, really? I thought you did like times 2 or something. Like,
oh no.
Oh.
I don't read that fast. What? No.
I thought you just listen.
Oh no. Even like, so I always have it at that setting, and so I'm used to that in that setting. And then I was like driving to Louisiana and listening to that book because I was like, I need something that makes me happy, which is Lost Stars. Go read that book if you haven't. Hashtag not a sponsor. But so I was like listening to it in 1.2 speed, and Stephanie's like, "What is wrong with this person? They're reading so fast." And I was like, oh, and then she changed it to 1, and it threw me off, dude. I was like, "This is so slow. Like, why is it so slow?"
right.
So yeah, you definitely have to read it a little faster than, because when they do it the normal speed, it's really slow. But you speed up, it is really you can follow along easier, and I feel like it helps me lock into the book more. I don't know about you, but
It helps me stay focused because like when I read stuff, like I can't just sit and read, but I
yeah,
can. If a chapter is like 40 minutes or something to read time,
yeah.
I can actually just sit there and focus the whole time through.
Mm-hmm.
This is easier for me.
And is it cool to like hear the voices and like the sound and stuff too?
I don't know. Yes, but like the narrator, it's weird that he does all the voices.
Yeah, it kind of throws you off a little
And
bit.
it's kind of weird like when he's like
Oh,
trying to do like an 8-year-old girl and then like
yeah.
there's
And
one
it's like
voice in
southern
Chaos Rising, like the mid-lieutenant Samario or whatever.
mm-hmm.
I was like, who does he sound like? Like this whole, I'm like going chapter after chapter. I'm like, he sounds like like another actor, and I realized he sounds exactly like Jack
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I don't know.
Oh, Drew's breaking stuff in his studio.
So I don't know which book, but a lot of audiobooks are read to people by this like pronounced serial killer. Did you know this?
Red 2?
Like a lot of the voice acting and reading of audiobooks is done by this one guy, and he's like in jail for killing people. So if you ever watch Making a Murderer on Netflix, that show, they like literally talk to this guy, and then you find out that he is the guy who reads a lot of audiobooks.
All right. Well, anyway, that's a whole
So
different
it's kind
thing.
of creepy. Andrew pointed that out to me, I think, and yeah, it's kind of weird.
All right, Lucy, thank you for that voicemail. Hopefully, we gave you some good answers for that. All right, now we have 2 voicemails from Addie, who we heard from a few weeks ago, one of our younger listeners. And so she actually, in her original voicemail, said that she wrote a fan fiction that she wants to turn to a fan film. And so she actually emailed us her script for that and wanted us to kind of go over it and see if we have any ideas and edit it and thoughts. And so we did that, and she sent a voicemail in response to us helping her out with that. So that's the first one.
Hey Empire Radio, it's Addie. I just wanted to send a quick message saying thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys have given me with my script. It means so much to me that you took the time to read it and just in general answer my call for help. It means so much to me. You guys are literally the best. I hope you guys have an awesome day and may the force be with you always. Bye.
Yes, thank you for your kind words, Addie. She wrote actually a Bad Batch fan fiction, which is really cool. And so competition out there. So it's actually a pretty decent story. I enjoyed it. It was a banger at some points. I was like, this is interesting. And so who knows when that fan film will be made, but I look forward to seeing that when it's done. So that was voicemail number 1 from Addie. So here's voicemail number 2. It's a message for Drew.
Okay.
Hey Empire Radio, it's Addie. I just wanted to say, Drew, I am so sorry about your family. Me and mine will definitely be keeping you in our thoughts and prayers. Yoda once said, death is a natural part of life. Rejoice for those around you who transform into the Force. And that is very much true. In April this year, I lost my great-grandmother at age 95, and that was really hard on us, especially on my dad because they were really close. Again, I am really sorry. I hope you guys have an awesome day and may the force be with you. Bye.
Thanks. That was, you got me all teary-eyed almost, like, geez. Yeah, so thank you so much for that, and that means a lot.
Yeah. I hope to hear from you again in the future, Eddie. So don't be afraid to send in some more voicemails. And keep us updated on your fan film too.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely look forward to that. All right. Next one. Question from Retta from the Discord.
Hey Empire Radio, this is Retta. Just calling in. We've got so many shows coming up this fall, and I wanted to first and foremost just thank you guys ahead of time for all the work and time and effort that you're going to be putting into that. I'm really looking forward to all of your conversations about that. But also wanted to ask which show you're most excited for. What content are you most excited for out of the 3 shows that we're getting this fall? Yeah, let me know. I'm excited to hear all your thoughts, and thanks for all you do. May the force be with you.
All right, cool.
Well, make sure you send that message to my wife so she knows that you appreciate all the hard work that we're about to do.
I'll definitely send that to her. Yep. But yes, so we talked about Andor a lot, and we're both really excited for Andor.
Yeah, I think that's one.
Bad Batch, I'm excited for it, but it's not my favorite animated show. But I've been rewatching season 1 to get ready for season 2. So
I really need to do that. I feel like
it's really. I think it's better watching it this kind of casually and kind of binging it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just reminding myself because there was like complete episode. Like I'm like I completely forgot this episode ever happened. So I'm getting familiarized with that. I think and then we get Jedi Tales this fall.
Yeah.
Six episodes. We don't really know much about that. We know 3 are about Ahsoka and 3 are about like
We still haven't got a trailer for that show.
An official like officially.
A release trailer.
There's bootleg on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, but based on the bootleg trailer for Jedi Tales, like that the Dooku Qui-Gon stuff when they were younger is insane looking.
Yeah,
like it's not just some lighthearted animated stories. Like
I think it's gonna be good too. I'm honestly, it's not really on my radar yet because I haven't seen like official trailer for it. So like they're saying
you haven't,
fall.
but have you watched bootleg stuff?
I have seen some of it. I haven't watched all of it, but they said fall. There's not like a date yet, right?
No, it's
It's
fall.
gonna be like
it's probably October or November.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know. Based on the bootleg trailer, I'm really hyped for that. But we don't know a lot about it, so it's hard to say. So for now, Andor, then Jedi Tales, then Bad Batch, but it's all Star Wars, so it's like I'm excited for all of it. So, anything else, Drew, on that one?
Nope. I'm just excited for Andor mostly, but Bad Batch I'm pretty pumped for too.
But we're also started to get leaks and information for Acolyte series. I think that's supposed to come out next year, so I'm getting excited for that too. But anyway, let's listen to another voicemail from Jedi Master. We did one of them earlier because he had a relevant question based on tonight's topic. But let's listen to this first one from Jedi Master.
Hello, Empire Radio. I'm Jedi Master Caden Hendricks here, and another Imperial and Coliseum little thing. So, who would win in a fight? You know, both all in their prime and stuff like that. We have the Ghost crew in, of course, the Ghost ship versus like 25 TIE fighters. So, who would win? You know, of course, Harrison Doolittle, all that stuff. Flying the Ghost versus 20 TIE fighters. Let me know what you think, and may the Force be with you. Always.
The Ghost.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked another voicemail and started playing.
That's
but yes, the question is Imperial Coliseum fights Ghost Crew versus 25 TIE fighters. No, I don't know. I think
Hera.
Right, but we also see her get but in season 4 Rebels, when it's her in a X-wing with other people in X-wings and they got swarmed by TIE fighters, like they all got shot down. And the thing about the Empire is they win by throwing a huge amount of numbers at people.
But it's
so
in
like
a Ghost with the Ghost crew, so she has extra shooters.
Yeah, but they could surround her, and the shooters aren't going to be able to get more than 2 different directions at a time, right? Because you can shoot forward, and then you got the gunners thing, so that's 2 directions. I think the TIE fighters might. That's a hot take.
That's a hot.
Now I love Hera. I love the Ghost shoot. I think Hera is the best pilot outside of a Force sensitive pilot in Star Wars. I think she's better than Han Solo. I'll fight that to the death. But I think being swarmed by 25 TIE fighters.
That's a good question, Retta.
What she has?
Do they have to defeat the TIEs, or can they just jump to light speed?
Okay. Okay. This is a fight. So I would go with the TIE fighters, unfortunately.
All right.
And you want to go, so now we got to have it. Wish we had a tiebreaker here, but I guess not.
We don't have a tiebreaker. Send in your voicemail next week, Jedi Master, and who do you think actually won? You have to break your own tie.
Right. But It's a good question. I think it might be close. I don't know, but I feel like the ties will be just a little bit.
25 is a lot, but I have faith in Hera. And there's people on that ship can use the Force. Maybe they can pull some ties together.
Possibly. All right. Well, we got one more from Jedi Master, and let's take a listen to that.
Hello, Empire Radio. This is Jedi Master Caden Hendricks here. Just wondering if y'all have seen the ILM documentary 6-part series. I've just finished episode 2, and it is really good. Just really fascinating to see all the people that came together to make Star Wars happen, and like all the things that they just had to figure out and create that like hadn't existed before. It's just kind of crazy how they're able to do that and make what today we know as Star Wars visual effects, which is just fascinating. So I've only seen episode 2, so no spoilers for the rest of the season. But let me know what y'all think about it, and may the Force be with you always.
Well, we didn't mention that earlier. I haven't watched any of it. Drew,
I haven't
you haven't
watched
watched
any.
it. Now
I
I
want to.
know. Now we've talked about it on the podcast before, but Corridor Crew on YouTube, they do special effects breakdowns. And they're like a huge channel. They like 5 million subscribers or 6 million or something like that. So they're big. I watch them every episode every week, and they've done a lot of Star Wars breakdowns and ILM stuff. So like I've seen a lot of it already of like the original trilogy, how they did, how ILM did that stuff. So I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot of similar breakdowns.
Yeah.
But someday I'll watch them. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I really want to watch it, and I know a lot of you guys want us to break those down, but we'll see. They're long. They're not short episodes. If they're like 10, 20-minute episodes, 5-minute episodes, we'd probably already be breaking them down. But because they're like an hour and a half episodes, it's a little lot. But yeah, so far I've not sat down to watch those yet.
All right, cool. Well, that being said, let's listen to 4 voicemails from Will. And these are the last 4 for tonight. So,
alrighty.
Number 1.
Hey, Empire Video. Will here. To start out, I have a joke.
Oh.
Well, I mean, when I say to start out, I mean to start out my first voicemail. You know what it is already. I don't send only one.
Is that the joke?
Anyways, what did Han say to Luke after the altercation with Vader on Cloud City? Boy, Luke, you look like you could use a hand.
Oh, Lord.
Drew, you'd use that one.
Yeah, no, I wrote it down.
Okay. All right, thank you, Will. Let's listen to number 2.
Hey, Empire Video. Will here. I just wanted to send in the second voicemail, as you should have expected, with some appreciation. Now, when I started this podcast, just one day on Spotify, I never thought it would grow into me being so involved with this community. And I just want to say thank you for creating a place where we can talk about Star Wars and even random stuff like Adam Sandler movies today, for example. And I am also grateful for the opportunity to be a Grand Moff or a mod for the Discord. And I love to make improvements for y'all. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will has become a valuable member in the Discord with being a mod.
And also a mod on the live streams too. So
yeah,
make sure you guys say hi to Will if you're in the live stream or on Discord. Now, Retta, real quick about the last joke. I like what they said. They said, I was going to say he said nothing because he was frozen in carbonite.
Oh, that is true, Will. You got your cannon screwed up, so
yeah, so it should have been Leia who said that.
Yep. Come on, Will. You said you just
Come
said in your thing you
on.
liked improvement, so we need you to improve
That's
on your.
improvement.
There's an improvement right
Actually
there.
send it improper.
That's funny. Well, that being said, let's listen to voicemail number 3 from Will.
Hey, Empire Video. Will here again. By improvements, I mean improvements within reason. I can't just go all willy-nilly. But, yeah. I like throwing out new ideas, introducing new things to the Discord. Jeremiah, you know the bounty of my ideas that I've had that will hopefully come into play soon. But anyways, and Drew, you may have missed out, so
Definitely.
quit lurking in the Discord. But I appreciate you guys so much, more than you will ever know. You guys make my days.
Aww. That's very kind of you to say. We enjoy you too, Will. You're one of the MVPs, as the kids would say, the real MVPs.
The real MVPs. Yeah, I don't have a button. Sorry, Will, or I would have pushed it for you.
Yep.
I don't.
All right, well, let's listen to this last one from Will, and then we'll be done with voicemails.
Hey, Empire Video. Will here again. By improvements, I mean improvements within reason. I can't just go.
I think we already heard that one.
I don't know where the fourth one is then. Well, sorry, Will.
Will said, "Wait, huh?" I don't think he has a fourth one. Maybe he sent the same one twice.
Maybe it came in twice. I don't know. Well,
Wait,
that's all we got then.
Wait,
I thought I listened to all 4 of them, and I downloaded 4, and I have one. I have labeled Will 1, 2, 3, 4. So unless I downloaded 3 twice and
fourth
labeled,
one was the community. LOL.
I don't know. Sorry, Will.
Sorry.
If I can find it next, we'll play it next week. Or if it's not that big of a
Right
deal,
after Will compliments and how
now we need to. Now I need to improve.
Someone has to improve here.
Apparently, that's me. Sorry, Will. We'll get it figured out. I'm sure you'll
We'll play
understand.
next week.
Yep. So that's the end of the voicemails and the end of tonight's episode. So we'll just finish off with some social stuff and we'll get out of here for the night. So if you have not already checked us out on all the different platforms, you should. So if you go to in the link in the description of wherever you're listening right now, whether it's audio only or on YouTube, there's a link for our landing page, which is links.co/Empire Radio, links with 2 I's. And there you have links for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the Discord, invite to go to the Discord, join the Discord. Also a link for needlesslynerdy.com, which is a podcast network we're a part of. And we did a collab with Mr. Marvel's Minutes a few weeks ago. He is also part of that network as well, so get connected with him. And also, we have a link for the VCU illustration project, where if you know how to paint, draw, do digital art, sculptures, whatever, we need your help illustrating some awesome stories over there. And we've gotten a couple from Lucy, and I believe with the help of her brother Henry, with some Lego ones where they put some Legos together to do some scenes for that. So that's really exciting. But we still got like a million more to go. So any one of you listening today that can do anything artistic, go check out that link and do some art for us. Some are really easy, some are complex, but anything is accepted as long as it's not like inappropriate. But yeah, so submit your submissions, as they would say.
And if you guys are listening, you should definitely just go check out our YouTube if you guys haven't yet. There's other things on our YouTube channel besides just our podcast episodes, which are videos, live vlogs, um, reaction watch parties. There's a lot of stuff over there. So if you guys haven't seen our faces before and you're wondering what we look like, go to YouTube. That's pretty much all I would say about that.
All right. Well, next week we plan on doing the Lego movie, the Star Wars Vacation, Summer Vacation. Now, if we get a Bad Batch trailer before then, we'll probably do that instead, because we're expecting that to drop any day or week now. So look forward to that. And then we don't know what we're doing after that because we're going to be doing Andor series at the end of August, and now we got to figure out another month of stuff to do. So, on the Discord, there's a content suggestion channel. I should probably go look through that, see if there's any good content suggestions we could do.
Yes. And I feel like because you just said that, Jeremiah, a lot of them are going to spam to do this.
Good. Show. That's why we have fans. So
true. I'm just saying a lot of them are probably going to say to do this show that you didn't want to go watch.
The ILM thing.
Yeah. They're all literally spamming that in the chat. So.
All right. Well, anything else, Drew?
Nope.
All right, cool. Well, you have been listening to another trailer-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.